You all right? Is you good? You sure? It don't seem like it. You don't hold on. It don't seem like y'all good. Don't seem like the people good. Let's talk about it. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is, whatever your thing is. I don't like this. Hopefully you had a good day. Whatever it is that you did. One of the I think it's Philippians 4. Oh, I know what I'm missing. Hold on. I think it's Philippians 4 and 11. And it says, "For I have learned whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content." Yeah, I like that. And the state is not where you physically are, right? State is here. So wherever, see how we come back to this place right here? So if you was with family, hopefully you wasn't an asshole today. Why? Because you had a choice not to be. If you was by yourself, hopefully you didn't feel sorry for yourself. You weren't miserable. Why? Because you had a choice to do something else. Even if you chose to go be around strangers. What's happening? In the past 2 weeks, I have heard hold on. Why is this must be on the mirror. I'm about to say, why do I look flip flop? It doesn't matter. The past 2 weeks I've heard several instances of death. The last that I heard, well, actually, no, I just heard one this morning. Just heard a case this morning. Somebody passed this morning. Not really surprising. They were in poor health. Um, but the case before that, like, check this out. I'm not laughing, right? Imagine you giving the eulogy for somebody, and in the middle of that eulogy, you dropping dead. Damn, that's wild. That's wild. Because I'm just saying, and it's funny how religious people interpret things. So the gist of what I heard, just a little bit of people trying to interpret this was God is trying to warn people, trying to tell people it's time to get right. That is how you sign. Is that like your servant who people look up to, who people revere, who people follow, who people, whatever, to have, like, do you understand what happens in your mind? That image, what happens when you see something like that? That's not what we're talking about. Let me stay on track. It all ties in together. But let me stay on track. Well, let me get to the topic. Then I'll circle back. We're talking about why is it that you ain't happy? Why are you no longer no, I think what did I title this? Why you no longer enjoy the holidays? Well, we could probably end this really quickly. I could just give you one sentence and that'll sum it up. And that is, well, you no longer enjoy the holidays because your ass ain't doing what you want to do. That's why. The obligation to love people that you don't love. Oof. Somebody write that down. Damn. Damn. Had a long talk with Mom Dukes today. Long conversation. She had some questions about why is it that she was talking generationally, but she was particularly talking about her kids. I think she was kind of talking about me, but she always talked at me, not like talking about me, so to speak. And she was trying to understand basically why things are not important to the things that she thinks should be important, that she instilled in us to be important. Why is it not? That's a very good question. You kind of take offense. As a parent, you looking like that's not what I taught. Like that's not I taught you to do this way and that way, whatever the case may be. That's it. That's I appreciate that. I ain't had no problem with that. And I told her, well, you have to understand that there is a shift that has happened generationally, and where you in your generation and society in general have operated out of obligation. The new shift is, nigga, no, I ain't gonna do it. I don't want to do it. It don't rest well with my soul. You can't guilt me into doing it. You can't shame me into doing it. I don't owe you anything because this topic, and I don't know if this is more so, I don't know. Do we tie this to, I don't know if this is country thinking. I don't know if this is, I know it's churchy thinking. I do know that. Or is it more black community or a combination of all, right? But there's this idea that this is what I used to hear growing up. Respect your elders. I ain't got no problem with that. That show people could do, and I'm not even, didn't apply necessarily to me, but just watching, being a very observant kid. All sorts of scenarios would happen in the family, and it was always, but that's your mama, but that's your daddy. Don't forget, but that's your mama. That's your daddy. Then the verse is misinterpreted. Honor your mother and father all thy days, so that your days will be longer. In practice, that's a pretty decent principle, right? I don't have a problem with that. But when you use it in a way, basically what you're saying is people can pretty much do any way that they want to do. You can go against what feels right to you, right? As long as a person has a title that you didn't give them. Because you don't give a person like the title mother, you didn't give that person that title. The title father, you didn't give them that. The title uncle, aunt. As long as a person has a pre-established title, they pretty much can do whatever they want to you. They pretty much can, it just don't matter. And you're forced to just love them and respect them anyway. Loving people out of obligation. Ugh, disgusting. Let me stop using the word love. I want to do a whole series on love because y'all is out here just fucking lying. That's just lying, lying, just lying, talking about what love ain't and what love is, and you just lying. You just lying because all this stuff ain't no love. So just sometimes I put love in the category of God. Well, God is love, so I guess yeah, it's one and the same. The God that can be named is not the God at all. The love that can be named is not the love at all. It's our way of, to the best of our ability as a human, trying to express, trying to explain, trying to describe what this is. Love hurts. That doesn't even make no sense. Love misguides. Love will have you doing crazy things. You can't. Let me go back. Let me stay on track. Y'all know how I get off on a tangent. Why are you no longer enjoying the holidays? Because you're not doing what you want to do. That's why. That's why you always need an escape. That's why you can be around all of your family and you still feel alone, don't you? It's a aching. You don't know what's wrong with you. Something is wrong. You should be happy. You should be, I supposed to be thankful. I supposed to be grateful. You try to force it, right? You try to like, if I tell myself these things long enough, it'll really start to like stick in. If I just keep telling myself, oh, this is the day. This is, the family is wonderful. Family is great. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying what happens when something in you is off, something is wrong, something ain't adding up. Like, I want to enjoy this time, but I don't. I want to enjoy these people, but I don't. What's wrong with me? I'm trying. I want to be a good woman. I want to be a good man. I want to be a good son, a good father, a good mother, a good daughter. What's wrong with me? What is an awakening? What is that? Awakening is the first step in a shedding. Life ain't the same no more. You wake up one day and a person that you could have been looking at every day for the past, I don't know, however many years, you be like, I actually don't like your ass. Awakening is a shedding. It's a shedding of the old. It's something that stirs you up. This is why people are bothered. Why do I feel like I'm losing my mind? Because that's exactly what you're supposed to do right now. And it ain't nothing you're gonna do about it. You ain't going back. So, I mean, if you would like to numb yourself and go get yourself some drugs, go to the psychiatrist and do what it is they do. I mean, you can try that, but you ain't going back. The wheel is rolling now. The ball, you ain't going back. You ain't never gonna make it fit. And I was trying to tell Mom Dukes is that there's certain things you just don't understand. This is why I don't explain myself. And what am I going to explain myself if you don't have the ability to understand what it is that I'm saying? You don't have the ability to understand what it I'm doing. It's not a jab. I'm not being disrespectful. You just don't. And the reason that you can no longer enjoy the holidays is because you ain't got no peace on the inside. You got no peace on the inside. You ain't gonna have no peace on the out. You can have it all. You can have a beautiful home. You could have the kids running around, and your parents are healthy. You're thankful for that. You got every physical, practical reason to be happy, and you not. Why? Soul trying to get your attention. Soul trying to move you out of the mind so that you start surrendering to it. There will be no peace until you do that. There ain't gonna be no enjoying. I ain't saying that you can't enjoy holidays. You can. But as of right now, no, you can forget about it. It don't matter. You can go out of town, you go on vacation. Like I said, you can do a vacation, you can hang out with your family, you can do it all. And something in you still, the soul is starved. You have neglected it for too long. But the good news is it has decided that you're ready. You ready. You ready now. And now there's gonna be a stripping. And you're gonna strip away the world as you know it. Sorry to tell you. And it's gonna bother you. It's gonna bother you that all you want is just to be like, just turn it off. I just let me be okay with what I got and where I am. No, you decided more for this lifetime. Sorry. Nope. Nope. What's up, Steph? What's up, Andre? You see what I'm saying? This is why you don't enjoy it. It's not that it's anything wrong. Now, some of you, we could look at it on the flip side. Some of you have gone so OD on what I would call fake woke. You can be woke. Ain't nothing wrong with being woke, fake woke, pseudo woke. So you got all and you miserable. And with people like this, you should stay away from family. Like if everything bothers you, if everything is fake and phony, and you trying to wake everybody up, and you want to tell everybody the origin of this and that, and why you eating that. Like if you got a problem with the food, pack your own food and take it. If you don't want to see people eating a certain way, then don't go. like, come on, whatever it is that you're going to do it to your best ability. Like enjoy what it is that you're doing. If I'm going to be by myself, baby, let me tell you, we having a time. I've had a time today. You understand me? In absolute peace and solitude, a joy. But that's what I wanted to do. However, if I had to decide to do something else, I ain't going with the mindset to be disruptive. Why? Let people do what it is they want to do. You the one with the problem. You see what I'm saying? They're in their world. They don't have a problem. Maybe I should give this as a disclaimer, right? If your life is good, if your life is wonderful, right? Things are moving, you've set goals, things are happening. You can hear what I'm saying, but you really don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Um you really don't have no big complaints. You got some minor things, you got some things you still aspiring to do, but for the most part, you good, your family good, you don't have no complaints, all this kind of stuff. I probably might not be the person, I might not have anything for you. That really ain't here. That ain't who I'm here to speak to. So do with that as you will. You can only change yourself. There was a video that went viral. I think it was I don't know if it was old or new, but Ayanla was she was on some podcast show, and the lady was saying that she decided she was tired of black men and she wanted to get her a white king or some nonsense. And she said, and Ayanla, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but she said the bottom line is you're only in a relationship with yourself. The beef you got with the brothers is the beef you got with yourself. The beef you got with the sisters is the beef you got with yourself. You in a relationship with yourself, and the world is reflecting that. So when you start to get to this place of discontentment, I can't find, no matter what I do, no matter how I try to tell. See, this is what I like about discipline. I like the masculine energy, right? The doing energy. I love it. I do. I love when I mean, I can turn on, baby. When I turn on, it's something. I love it. It serves its purpose. That's its purpose. It's wonderful. I'm not talking about being a man. It has nothing to do with being a man. This is talking about energy. This is creative energy. You gonna know when you in the brink of an awakening, because even that ain't gonna help you. You're gonna be doing everything you know to do, and you still gonna feel like you dying. The doing can't help you. You got to balance that out. The mother got to come through. That's that feminine energy. That's the creative energy. That's the intuitiveness. That's the being. That's the be still and know that I done all I can do. But before you can even get to that point, it's an acknowledgement, right? It's an acknowledgement that something is happening with me. I cannot stay the course. That's what an awakening is about. That's why it's so earth shattering. You don't know what's going on. I'm losing my mind. This time, exactly 11 years ago, I didn't know what was happening. I was just like, I don't know. What is That's such a good place to be in. Such a good place to be in. Like when uncertainty hits you. This is when you know the grip that the mind has on you is loosening. That's why it's responding in that way. It's responding like, whoa, there's danger. Whoa, 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 whoa. Something is out of the ordinary. Something is not moving like we normally expect it to. What used to bring you peace no longer does. What you used to enjoy, you no longer do. And then vice versa. You got to have a curious mind. If you don't have a curious mind, no, I shouldn't say you have to have a curious mind. Like, again, to the people who I'm talking about, who I'm talking to specifically. Some people don't have a curious mind. But you'll know that's one part of the awakening, is that you start to get curious about things you weren't curious about before. You actually start to consider, maybe my life could be different. Maybe my life could actually look like that. Like maybe I don't have to suffer no more. When I was talking to Mom Dukes, and I'm like, this is what you need to understand, that many of us are saying you cannot guilt and shame me into living a certain way anymore. I ain't gonna do it. That's what you guys have operated on. And a lot of that it comes from religion. Like, think about that. In order for you to stay in line, in order for your God to keep you in line, you got to be scared. That sounds crazy just hear myself say it. Think about that. I got to scare you. That's what I hear, right? When I hear the brothers start talking about you want a woman that the more docile she is, the more she don't think for herself, that's attractive to you. Fascinating. The woman who you want to raise your children, to teach your children. Fascinating to me. Fascinating to me. What does that say about you, brother? It's like that woman should be like the ultimate act should be I want you to be as free as possible. And I want you to choose to be here. You understand? I want you to have all the money to be able to leave whenever you wanted to. Right? But you choose to be here. I don't want you to be here out of fear or because you have no other options or out of guilt or out of obligation or whatever else that we put. Like, come on, brother, sister, what are we doing? What are we doing here? And I also told mom dudes, the biggest issue right now is that if you can see, you have no tolerance for the fake and phony. It eats at you. That's why you can't enjoy the holidays because the fake. You see your aunt and her little fake ass over there, and where you normally could laugh it off, you can't no more. It bothers you. It's a reason. It's a reason. It's a reason. It's a shift that starts to happen, and you get out of vibrational sync with people, and it's in out of vibrational sync in certain environments. It's not happening by accident, people. It's a wake up call. Let me read you something. Let me read you something. This is Rudolf Steiner. Is it Steiner? Steiner? Um, it says we only understand the great philosophers when we approach them with feelings gained through study of the mysteries. Um, with what Plato speaks of the secret doctrines in Phaedo. He says, as though those who have appointed the initiations for us are not at all ordinary people, but that for a long time they have been enjoining upon us that anyone who reaches Hades without being initiated and sanctified falls into the mire. Maybe you can catch it. Just go with me. But that he who is purified and consecrated when he arrives dwells with the gods. That's what starts to happening during awakening. It's a consecration period that's starting to happen. And you got to put yourself through the fire. And the fire does what? What is the flame? You seen what's the series? I be so behind on everything. I watch everything after everybody else done watched it. What's it? Game of Thrones? What is the flame? Putting yourself through the flame. That's the purifier. That's how we get to the truth. That's how we burn away the illusion, to burn away all that is fake. The idea that I'm separate. See, coming back to all of life is me pushed out. I'm having an experience with myself. Every relationship is an experience with myself. And so when I start to have discord during certain times of the year is me talking to me. You got to figure out what are you trying to say to you, what's actually happening. He continues and says, for those who have to do with initiation say that there are many thyrsus bearers. You know what the thyrsus is, right? The cone, the pine cone. The staff. Think of Osiris that's holding the staff with the pine cone representing the pineal gland, right? But few really inspire. Basically, what he's saying here is a lot of you just carrying it, you just talking this shit, but you ain't walking it. Like it ain't no inner thing. Like you still here. It's the intellectual mind. You want to walk this path because you think that it's the right thing. It's essentially being woke, right? I'm not like them. Actually, you are. because you won't move beyond. You won't get into the heart. That's where the inspiration comes from. The Holy Spirit, right? What does the Holy Spirit represent? The feminine aspect. The mother, right? So, where are we? These latter are, in my opinion, none other than those who have devoted themselves in the right way to wisdom. Devotion. Can't enjoy the holidays. Can't enjoy nothing in the matrix. Nothing pleases you anymore. Nothing ordinary pleases you anymore. Nothing satisfies. Something's going wrong. You start to feel like you're losing your mind. Nobody gonna understand it. You think people who in the world gonna understand? No. You seem to be ungrateful. You seem to be selfish. You seem to be what other words that people like to throw out at you? Right? You forgot what you came from. I hate that saying. I hate that saying. You forgot where you came from. You damn right. You damn right. I should do a whole episode on that. You should forget where you came from. Forget it. Forget it. When Jesus told him, go and sin no more, you're supposed to leave the old mind behind, the old consciousness behind, the old world behind. And because you are loyal to your humanity, that's where you will stay. Damn. Damn. That's why I know people, can't tell me nothing. I told Mom Duke, said, listen, all the people who think they got advice or suggestions on how I should better do things, when I look at them, they are miserable. When I look at them, they are suffering. When I look at them, they are sick. You cannot tell me jack. You understand me? Nothing. Nothing. You got to forget where you came from to get where you need to go. You turn. Listen, when God told, who was it? Lot and his wife, leave the city and don't turn back. What did Lot's wife do? Her ass turned back, but what did she represent? She represents the subconscious mind, right? She represents the programming. So you can consciously tell yourself, I'm moving in a different direction. You can consciously tell yourself, I'm gonna live a great life. I'm gonna be healthy. I'm gonna heal my body. But subconsciously, guess what you do? You entertain the thoughts that say, no, you're not. You're broke ass. You're sick ass. Don't you see your mama was sick? Don't you know your granddaddy died like that? Huh? Huh? Oh, you gonna be selfish? You gonna be selfish like your daddy? Oh, wow. Turned into a pillar of dust. Supposed to turn and not look back. And I now understand. I'm oof. I now understand why everybody it ain't for everybody. I don't think it should. That's why I gave that disclaimer. If your life is good, don't listen to me. Cause I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Not intentionally. Not intentionally. I'm not trying to, right? I'm not trying. But that's what's gonna happen. Cause I'm gonna get you to think about some things you ain't been thinking about before. I'm gonna stir something because I'm speaking to you heart to heart, consciousness to consciousness, soul to soul. And I'm gonna stir something in you, and I'm gonna have you questioning some things you won't questioning before. I'm gonna have you second guessing something. I'm gonna have you, what am I really doing with my life? Why am I settling with being sick when there are other options? Huh? Everybody, I can't. Let me. I want to read something else. Don't you know your family's still eating pig? What's that? Where's that come from? listen, listen. Who is your family? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. That's the first question you need to ask yourself. And I know what you're thinking, well, Brooke, that's a stupid question. You know who my family is? No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Obviously, you don't know either. Hmm. Hmm. Who your family? You think it's blood? You think your blood is your family? Oh, that's the humanity shit. Okay. Bet. See, we playing two different games. That's the problem here. I'm gonna read you something. I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you a little real quick. I talked about this before. I talked about this before, but let me give you the scripture. Since y'all like to use the scriptures, let's use it for something that can actually help your raggedy ass. What good? It all of the people, like when I say around me, I'm using this for context, but it's not around me because I don't keep it in my world, right? But it's around me. Everybody's sick, bro. Death is on people. I'm talking about, I know somebody who wife died 3 weeks ago and they died today. Huh? People crocking, they getting up out of here. And you better decide. And I was trying to think that I want to go this direction, but let me pencil that because I'm gonna do a whole video on why I will lead a church expeditiously. Expeditiously. I don't care again if what you're doing working for you. I'm not talking to you. But I'm telling you, there's a spirit. There is vibrationally, bruh. You understand? If you don't get off the frequency of illness and death, you the- choose thee this day who you will serve. You need to decide what you want. Is it heaven or hell? What side you gonna be on? You don't have to leave. It's your choice of heaven, unfortunately, is gonna have you leaving some people who in hell behind. I'm sorry. Sorry. I see it. There are people who I'm watching it and I wish there was something I can't touch it. I can't touch it. There are certain people that want certain things from me. They want to hear from me. I can't touch it. I can't step back into that. I'm sorry. You can meet me here. I'm here. You can meet me here. I can't. I won't. I won't. Absolutely not. Let me go to Matthew. Let me go to Matthew right quick. Let me give you something. Everything should be, you should be able to have a good experience with all of life, right? Although I'm not in that season of, like holiday stuff right now, I ain't against it. I ain't against it. I could turn it on right now if I wanted to. But when you get to a point where you can't enjoy nothing in life, something is wrong. Something you have to really have a conversation with yourself. What's wrong with me? You don't even talk. Like, how you not conversing? How you not conversing? We got all the conversations going on. I appreciate you being here, right? Checking me out. Cool, got it. But at a certain point, ain't no more videos to watch. Ain't no more podcasts to listen to. Ain't no more books to read. Ain't no more mentors. You the guru, nigga. Is you and the most high. That's the communication that got to be happening. You're the fact that some of you would seek advice and guidance from people like this lets me know you don't know who you are. You don't even understand. You here to do something that ain't never been done before. I know that sounds like some woo woo. I know. Let's go to Matthew. I'm gonna do this on Zoom next time so I can share my screen. This is Matthew 12. It says, I'll read the first few verses. I think it goes to, yeah. At that time, Jesus went on the Sabbath day. We're going to talk about what the Sabbath day is. Sabbath day ain't no day on the calendar. Through the corn. I'm sorry. I get triggered. And his disciples were and hungered and began to pluck the ears of corn and eat. Wait, I don't want to start there. That's too. I want to hop right into. Hold on. I don't want to read the whole. I'm not going to read the whole chapter. It's like 50 verses. Here we go. So all right, cool. So Jesus went to talk to the people, right? So it says, while he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, this is verse 46. Then one said unto him, behold, Thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. I only read like I stick with the King James version. I don't like all the other interpretations because they leave out, even though King James version is an interpretation, but the more versions that come after that, we leaving out too many key words. So it says, "All right, bro, the mother and your mother and your peeps and them is outside. Your family's outside, wanting to speak to you." And he answered and said unto him, "Who is my mother? Who? Who are my brethren?" Then he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples. Disciples are not. This is the 12 powers of man. We're talking the faculties of the mind, the consciousness. He stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, "Brethren," and said, "Behold, I'm sorry, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my mother, sister, and brother." Tell me who my family is. Don't tell me who my family is. You ain't in the right place, right? Like you got a soul family. That's why you don't. I ain't telling nobody to leave. Trust me. Trust me. I don't want you to do nothing that you don't need to do. You need to feel guided to do whatever. But some of you came through that channel for a reason. You didn't come through that channel for a lifetime. That ain't where you supposed to stay. That ain't where you supposed to be. That ain't where you supposed to remain. It's a soul family. That's what you're supposed to be connecting with. This is why you can't enjoy nothing. You stuck. Some people call it a karmic family. I think that's a good way to describe it. But we need to get clear on what karma is, because karma is not this. My problem with the spiritual community is they so religious. It makes me sick. It's like you see the parallels. I hear people say, "Well, I'm gonna get in my soul right and consciously because I ain't coming back to the planet." It's like I want to die to get my reward. Yeah, well, that sounds like religious. That's what it sounds like to me. Well, because I ain't coming back no more. Why? Aren't you having fun? Why you not having fun? Because to me, you done missed the mark. If you ain't having fun, nigga, you have missed the mark. So you telling me you ain't coming back? Nigga, you gonna be the first one. You about to cycle right back in. You gonna leave and cycle right back in. What was the other example? What was I talking about before that? Right. But the whole idea that, what was I going with that? What was I talking about? Damn it. It'll come back to me. Family. That's what we're talking about. Soul families. Oh, karma. That's what we're talking about. Thank you. Appreciate it. The idea that there's going to be retribution, that you get that from religion. You like that because you want to see people punished. You like the idea that the evil one, I'm the good ones. What's up, Jay? You like the idea that the people who you think have done wrong, like I'm over here. This is what lets me know you ain't really, you don't really, you ain't really who you say you are. It's still a performance because you want to know that I'm on the side of good. So the people who are not, they gonna get theirs. If that ain't religion, I don't know what else is. That's not what karma is about. Karma means action. Look it up. Sanskrit. Look it up. So a curious mind says, what in the hell does that mean? How could karma act? What does that mean? That's what you're supposed to be moving beyond. The doing. This whole world of cause and effect. I'm moving beyond duality. So my karmic relationships are those that help move me beyond my mind. They help move me beyond duality, help move me back into unity consciousness. So when I resolve the karma, I no longer need those lessons anymore. That's it. That's it. I no longer need those lessons. Because if it was true what you say, Karma, karma, karma. Why isn't it that the people that you consider your oppressors, why they don't ever get their karma? Why is it that you people that you consider that, they're evil and wicked and they do all types of diabolical things and they steal, they kill, they why is it that they and their bloodline continues to flourish? Huh? That's what I thought. Because that's not what it is. So if you want to move beyond, if you want to move beyond the mind, okay? If you're ready to move beyond, if you will learn the lessons. And you learn the lessons by pulling away from the physical world. That's what your dissatisfaction or discontentment with life is really pointing you to. Is pointing you to, oh my bad. I said, what in the world? What is really pointing to you to is yourself. Move beyond karma. Shout out to Brother Panic. Shout out to Brother Panic. Talking that sass. And that's all. And that is all. I should say that's all Brother Panic talked about, but that was it. It was about moving beyond your humanity. And I'm learning. People not willing to do. I'm talking the best of them ain't willing to do. They still got the things. They still there is not a I will put it all on the altar. What does that mean? I will put down the lower for the higher. I will seek ye first the kingdom. I ain't got no problem with other things, but there's an order of operation, and I got to seek ye first the kingdom. So anything else that you're talking about in this physical world, I'm sorry, mama. Lord, I love you. It ain't too many things that I wouldn't do for you. But if there's a choice to be made, I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. Daughter, God knows I love you. I've dedicated almost my whole life to you, girl. Love you. Rocks with you. But if there's a choice to be made, I ain't saying there's going to be a choice. But if there's a choice to be made, it's soul over everything. It's soul over everything. And guess what I know? That I can't get it wrong. You think the Most High going to move me in the wrong direction? Are you crazy? That's the ultimate act. That when people say, well, God is testing me, it's just you. It's you testing you. What does it mean to you? That part lets me know, or it shows me why so many people are blocked, like access is denied. What you want? This is why you ain't reached the realm of untouchable yet. You ain't untouchable. You still think the world can touch you. You still think the government can touch you. You think the FBI can touch you. You think the CIA can touch you. You think you still in the flesh. You still in the flesh. You don't have the covering. You can't touch me. I'm out of reach. That's what your soul is moving you to. Get in order. The shifting in the planet that I personally see, everything makes sense to me. I think sometimes people think that I lack compassion based on how I speak about certain things or my opinions on certain things. That's the furthest thing from the truth. I just have an understanding. I understand things very well. I also feel things very well, or very deeply, I should say. But it's not because I'm not compassionate, right? I get it. However, I think it was Dr. Joe Dispenza. I think he said, how did he phrase it? He said, a memory without the emotions, without the emotional charge is wisdom. I would say the experience without the emotional charge is wisdom. It's just I'm just riding on wisdom. That's all. That's not to say that I'm not moved by things. That's not to say I don't feel things. I just understand things. And I understand why people are dying. I understand why people are suffering. I understand why people are going to continue to. I also understand that there's another way. That's the good news. My God, ain't that good news? Are you going to save yourself is the question. Are you going to save yourself? Will you save yourself? Or will you let the world choose for you? And that's what most people have decided, that I'm going to let the world choose. I'm going to let the world decide. You're not going to tell me. I know who I am. I know who I am. I sleep very well at night. So it doesn't matter how you perceive. And until you know how you perceive why I'm doing the things that I'm doing or how I'm doing the things that I'm doing. And until you get to that point, you don't have rest. You can't enjoy, right? There's this, it's like a bad taste. You ever had something, you ever had onions? I mean, and you just bit down in it. It don't matter how many times you brush your teeth, you can rent for a period of time. It's still gonna be just a little bit of stench there. You can just still taste it just a little bit. Did I read all I was gonna read? You see what I'm saying? What do you want? That's what I want everybody to ask themselves. What do you want? If you knew right now that you don't have to wait for anything, there is no more delay. I don't have to wait. That I don't have to work for it. I don't have to. I don't have to try. I don't have to discipline. I don't have to like all the things that are good, right? They have a place. I don't have to do none of that anymore. What would it look like? What would 2025 look like? Without any doubt, without any restrictions, without worrying about what other people think. You know why you won't give up the old? You know why you won't give up the pain? You know why you won't give up your suffering? Because you see value in it. Law of assumption, absolutely. You see value in it. I saw value in my suffering. I saw value in, here's the thing, right? I had a talk with myself a little while ago, right? And I just remember going through this period like, I'm tired, bro. Like I've been fighting my whole life. Like from one thing to another. Like it's just been different little blocks of fighting, man. I just feel like I've been fighting. I just finally just kind of was like, man, I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of fighting. You know what my spirit said? Just as clear as I'm speaking right now. Then stop. Ta-da! Then stop. You find value in the fight. You yourself are on record, Rook the Great, finding value in the hardships, in the challenges. You said that's what you like. That's what you keep getting. If you tired of fighting, then stop. Hmm? Hmm? Huh? Why you won't stop suffering? Why you won't live a better life? All of the work that I do, honestly, if I was to sum it up, is all about helping people give up the fight. That's it. I'm trying to help you shift, not trying. I'm helping you shift your perspective, your perception of yourself, so that you will stop having your default go to suffering, to pain, to sickness, to lack, to loneliness. That's it. I'm just saying, choose yourself. Say yes. Say yes to the best. Say yes to love. Yes to life. That's what becoming one with all means. I see the righteousness in all things. I see love in all things. I see the goodness in all things. No matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, I ain't got to beef with the old whatever. I let it go. Why? Because I don't see any value in it. If I was to ask you for, I don't know, whatever you like, you got a watch or a necklace or a phone or what is it? You got some Jordans? Let me get that. You like, nah, bro. You know, this is a collectible right here. You don't want to give it up. Why? It's valuable. It's valuable. You don't give up the things that you place value in. But the moment you decide from this day forward, the moment that and it takes an instant, you do not need the first of the year. You do not need to wait until the whatever the hell. It's now. I just decide now. I'm there. And it don't matter who else get it. It don't matter who else understands. It don't matter who else is there. It don't matter who else can rock with me. It don't matter who else is down for me. No, none of that matters. Be ye convinced. Be fully convinced in your own mind. All right. And when I'm fully convinced, hmm, there's a quote that I like in the Course of Miracles, and it says, "Wherever there is fear, is because you have not made up your mind." God, that's so true. Wherever there is fear, is because you have not made up your mind. When you have decided, when a person gets a terrible health diagnosis and they decide, I'm going to live. Okay, you can call it cancer, you can call it this, you can call it that. It don't matter. This will not be my reality. It is done. There is no room for fear. But the moment that there is fear, you second guessing. I don't know. Well, they said this will work. Well, I know, my friend uncle did that and he ended up dying. But what is the percentage? They say I only got a 20%. You ain't convinced. You praying to God. What you praying to God for? The God is on the inside. He asked the question, who do you say I am? I am is awareness of being. Who are you aware of being? If you are aware of the Christ within, right? This one ain't got no problem with Christmas because I know what's up. I know what's up. Merry Christmas, nigga. Whatever. Whatever you like. Whatever you like. It's this that we talking about. It's consciousness that we're talking about. It's a shifting in consciousness. It's an understanding. It's an awareness. You're not aware of the power within. That's why when you set out to do goals or whatever you feel led to do, you second guess. You need a plan. You won't just say it's done, it's finished. It don't matter what come up. It all works in my favor. Everybody is in complete cooperation with me. Harmony. When I step out into the world, everybody me. How can I have an enemy? Huh? How can I have an enemy if everybody me? All I see is myself. I think that was a Drake line, wasn't it? I like that line. I ain't really no Drake fan, but whatever. I like that line. If all I see is me, who is there to fear? Huh? I ain't got no beef with nobody when I see myself. When I understand my power, you don't understand your power. That's why you stuck. Y'all sitting here spending all this time talking about what the hell the government is doing. Like you ain't the government, nigga. The government works for you. The government gonna do what I say. Now, you just talking crazy. I know. Because you lack understanding. I'm speaking from a different perspective. You can't see what I can see. That's why you tripping. And that's why you can't enjoy the holidays or any other day. You're gonna have to surrender. And part of the surrendering is accepting what is. And let me talk to those who here for something. You are here for something. I know you want to play small. Ask me how I know. Hmm. I've been fighting for so long, like too much. This is a sign. This is how you know when is your mind versus God's mind. And when I say God's mind is you. When I say God's mind, I'm speaking higher mind, right? Divine mind, still you, still you. Lower mind, I'm thinking ego mind, right? The you mind is the ego mind, right? The physical mind, the material mind. When you first come into an awakening, like when you first like wake up and you realize, oh my God, bruh, I am her, I am him. This is what I'm about to do with my life. This is it. I am hype. Like, forget what everybody else is lazy. They don't get it. Like you started coming to the knowledge. You feel so, you in tune with your soul. That's why you feel so energetic. Soul is energy, right? You feel good. Got the goals laid out, you know what you want to do. And that's good. That's wonderful. But that ain't it. See, that's you. You're so limited. Your perspective is so limited. That's what sin is. Sin is operating from the limited perspective. Sin is error in thinking. Sin is living beneath divine potential. That's all sin is. All right. You smacking some cheeks before you do a man-made marriage, God ain't had nothing to do with that. All right. He ain't had nothing to do with that. So uh where was I going with that? I got sidetracked. Damn, I lost my thought. It'll come back. Anyway. I really did lose my thought. What are we talking about? We're talking about you. We're talking about what it is that happens, what it is that has to happen within you. That's all this is. This whole experience is you. And you being afraid. Oh, I was talking about dreams. We was talking about setting goals. You see the spirit be coming through. Thank you. Appreciate it. Right. So initially, that's what I was talking about. Initially, lower mind, lower perspective. All right, you feeling hype. But that ain't it. This is how you know that you are now being guided. This is higher mind guiding you. You're gonna see some things, you're gonna hear some things, you're gonna feel inspired, divine inspiration, and it's gonna scare the hell out of you. It's gonna scare the hell out of you. And you're going to say, well, wait a minute. I don't know. I don't know about all that now. I don't know about all. I mean, I wanted that, but not all of that. You too limited in what's possible with your lower mind. But when you know you being divinely inspired, that's how you know it ain't gonna make no sense. You don't move beyond. Don't you understand that? That's why the mind can't make sense of love. You've gone beyond the physical. You sitting here trying to figure out, well, how is it that I'm drawn in this person? I'm having this magical experience. The mind analytical. Never gonna happen. That's why when you start describing love to me, using your logical mind, I know love is not what you're describing. I know it's not. That's you. That's that mind trying to be the guide. You're trying to let the lower mind lead. You already know. The soul knows things you don't know. That's why you go certain places at certain times. That's why you avoid certain things by going left and not right. That's why you happen to be late. Go to the train station and you run into this person who is the one who opens up the door for another opportunity. You meet the love of your life, da 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 da. The mind can't make sense of that. Soul knows things you don't know. That's why you gotta trust your heart. You gotta trust inner guidance. How you gonna do that when you don't know? I was chatting with somebody and they was talking about um kids. When I say kids, like 18 to 21, and talking about this is when you get like too far in. You know everything, but you don't know nothing. Like kids, like, yeah, the kids need to follow their passion, and like, to follow your passion, what the hell? You got to know yourself. You know yourself through exploring. You know yourself through experiencing. You know yourself through living. You expecting a kid, who I would consider a kid, I know legally they're adult, but whatever, to know. You got grown ass people at 50 years old don't know what their passion is because they are not in tune with themselves. And then we're expecting 18 to 21-year-olds is it figure out, no, go to school and figure out your passion. Some do. Some do. Some are very well in tune with themselves, right? Some are more advanced souls. So they already know. They already know. Like my niece, man, I know that girl is a star. It's in her. My goodness. I don't know what she was doing last lifetime, but I'm telling you, that girl's a star. Unequivocal. But the point is, if you want to live like to really be him and to really be her, you got to go beyond the regular living. This is why you can't, like, it you when you shed this skin, there's a pulling away from the physical world. This is why even your friends, right? They your homies. They've been with you. You've been with them. It's been fun times. No, can't relate to them no more. You love them. Y'all got, great track record, but they don't get it. You're not mad at them for it. It's just that you need something else. Like you're being pulled and drawn to something else. It no longer satisfies. It's your soul speaking to you. Whether you will answer, whether you will, I have now understood that the average person won't. Well, we should say the average person can't is having a difficult time hearing just because they got too many other things that are too loud. And then those who can hear, they ain't going but so far. They not gonna turn away from everything. Like to fully, to really crucify yourself. And that's what the crucifixion represents. All right, just the dying of the old, the shedding of that old mind. I love Rook. I am going through that right now. I know, man. Sadly, I gotta let go. It's real. You know what's been the most painful thing for me to let go of? And I've had to let go of certain friends, certain family members, um, certain relationships. That wasn't the most painful. The most painful was letting go of me. I love that girl. That girl done held me down, man. When I had nobody else to turn to, she was there. She was there. She knew how to survive. The surviving me. Do you know how difficult it no, no. I don't like the way that sounds. Do you know how sometimes it can be difficult, right? I don't want to make that a definitive statement because I like to say it's easy. Our mind is what says it's difficult, but it's easy. Letting go of that which has been when I couldn't depend on nothing else, the old me, it might have been raggedy, but damn it, she was there. That old mind, that analytical me, the analyzing me, that logical me that can get it done in any way, like whatever. I'm the one, give me the challenge. Love her. And I take some things from her. I've learned some things that are still good. I got those in my toolbox. I can pull them out at any moment. But that version, she can't exist. She's not in vibrational sync with my highest timeline. That's what you're moving towards. It already exists. It already exists. Anything that strong pulling what's the verse? I had to think of it. Come to me. But anything that comes to you, this conviction, this deep conviction, hear me, hear me, hear me. The moment that you desire it, you feel it. You ever heard a story? You start watching somebody, it's their life story, and they became very, very successful. And it's like I'll tell you somebody that's inspirational. And this is sticking to truth. This ain't got nothing to do about who he is, what he represent, all of how I don't care nothing about that subjective stuff, right? Tyler Perry. I saw his documentary on I think it was on Amazon Video. Phenomenal story. Phenomenal story. I don't know how you can watch that and not, if you're mature enough, wise enough to put aside all the whatever you think of him, right? And whatever you think about his work, but his story, my goodness. When you can hear things like and it speaks to you, it's because it's we ever heard somebody talking crazy? Like at a job, right? Somebody come in and they start talking about, yeah, because my husband or my wife or my mama do so and so, and it'd be like weird stuff. And you'd be like, what in the hell? It don't make you feel no kind of way. It's just bizarre. There's no connection to it. But when you hear inspirational stories that move you to such a degree, when you see people like operating in excellence, it's because it's you, it's in you. You can't feel it no other way. You wouldn't be able to, like, that's what resonance is. I see me in it. You know what I'm saying? It's saying hey to me, I'm saying hey to it. So when you start having these visions, this is what I'm clear on. This is why I can't stop. And I finally surrendered. I finally said, fine, damn it. I'll do it. I'll get into some of the details later, but I just said, fine. I'm tired. For one, I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of running. I'm tired of trying to do it my way. Obviously, there's a higher order. Fine, damn it. Now, I like the discussion. I like when people say, well, wait a minute, Rook. I thought you said it's whatever you say it is. I thought you could just command this thing. That's true. That's still me. Divine mind is still me. I can absolutely override it. Do you know right now I can say it's like people with a gift, right? You got a gift to do XYZ. And you feel moved to start to like work on that. Like this is going to be my profession. I want to start working on this. I want to start doing so and so, right? And then you get scared. You get afraid. You get scared. You start counting your money and how is this going? You try to make sense of it in your logical mind, and then you decide to do something else. That's you in control. You can override it. There is a divine order, though. There is a higher order. The higher order is still you, but that's all free will is. There is a higher order for you. The best of the all of what you can imagine you in the most magical scenario, right? You are in loving relationships, every relationship, platonic, romantic, business, they're all just, I mean, they just in sync. They are flowing. Money abundant. Like you ain't even got to think about it. Matter of fact, money come in so rapidly, you can't even spend it fast enough. It just it's too much coming in. You just lucky. Just every time you turn around, things are working in your favor. That's the higher order. Then here come you saying, "No, nah, I don't need all that. I need a little drama. I need a little chaos. I need a little tension." That's you. You can override it. I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. Who's the I came? Who is the Son? The Son is you. How does God experience Himself through man? God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him shall have life and have it more abundantly. Or is that no? Who believe and have life? Is that the right verse? I think something crossing up. It don't matter. You know what I'm talking about. God the Father, God the Son. This is the initiator. God the Father is the initiator. What is the Father? That which gives rise to. Then comes the Mother or the Holy Spirit, right? What does she do? What is the feminine energy doing? She the holding place. She's the womb. So that which the creator, right? This is so funny. There's always this argument about like the father. Like, why is it the father who drops the seed? It's appropriately the father. That's the correct way. It's father. God the Father, God the Mother. God the Mother is just a spirit. So you can drop the seed, but if you ain't got no ground to drop it in, it's no good. That's why you can't take the feminine aspect out. You can't desecrate that part. That which gives birth to that. That's the feminine aspect. So what's the problem? What does she give birth to? The son. Huh? Come on now. We just talking about energy. I got time. I got some time there, baby. We're gonna start talking about we're gonna stop talking about these dumbass conversations about men and women and femininity and masculinity, all this other stupid ass shit. Cause it's stupid. And it's not, what's so interesting about watching the back and forth that has gone on about the Travis Hunter is that I have not seen one man of wisdom. Not one. Now, I ain't saying it ain't out there. I'm just saying I ain't seen it. Now, one man of wisdom actually used this as a true teaching moment. See, niggas just want to be, and that's what I'm calling because those are the people who are responding this way. Niggas just want to be able to say, I told you so. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Because you hurt, brother. You won't deal with your wounds. So now you don't care about that man. You don't know that man. And on one instance, you say, don't take advice from people on the internet. Then in the next breath, you say, unless it's me trying to save your ass. Listen to me. Listen to me, bro. Listen to me. Fix your own situation. Save yourself, brother, man. You can't even save yourself from your own situation. How you trying to save somebody on the internet? Well, you think that man is in proximity to all of these other wise, wealthy, high value, whatever you want to call them, men, and you think that they haven't been advising him on XYZ? Don't be stupid. Also, what it shows me is that two things. One, some of you have never raised older children. Two, a lot of you have forgotten who you were at 18, 19, 20, 21. That's what it shows me. Because if it's me at 20, oh, we love us against the world story. What? I gone and elope. Yeah, I show y'all niggas. It's us against the world, baby. Save yourself though. Like the one guy commented, I posted about it, and one guy was like, "No, we're trying to say do better than I'm doing." No, no, that's not good enough. My mama used to say that. Do as I say, not as I do. Mm, I understand what you mean by that. I do. And if you're doing something poorly, yeah, it's good advice to tell me do better. But no, nigga, you do better. Live by example, at least to the best of your ability. Until then, keep your comments to yourself. You see how easy that is? Sometimes it's okay to be like, damn, I can't even speak on that. Yeah, my own shit fucked up. That's the good just shh. Save yourself. If it's so easy, if your advice is so good, why you ain't taking it? Hmm? Why you getting finesse? Why you unhappy? Why you that's the part. Like, I have been around enough men to know. I've listened to barbershop talk. I always used to hang around my brother because I looked up to him and his listen to his little male circles. I've been, cousins, and they were in sports and all this. You know what I know? A man who is happy, he's really happy. He don't have the same type of conversations. Now he will laugh, right? He will hear the fellas talking like they're telling their stories, and he will know that they're being honest about what they're saying. However, he kind of like, boy, I hate it for y'all boys. Yeah, I can't relate. But you niggas who on this line, who on these internet streets, trying to act like you saving other people, what you really trying to do, you really trying to save yourself. You trying to, and maybe this will be good for you. Maybe you trying to just speak that shit enough until it pierces your soul so that you'll do something about your life. Because if you really was happy, brother, you wouldn't be spewing all that venom like that. Even in teaching, like I said, there is some teaching. Okay. I ain't mad at what's being said overall, right? But what's being pointed out, because there is some truths that are being pointed out. However, there's a teaching moment. If you really wanted to teach, you would point out, hey, brother, the first thing that would be worth advising young men is know thyself. You, as a man, right? You are supposed to be able to discern. That seems to me that would be the first point of advice. No, y'all are broken and you're bitter and you're listening to other broken, bitter men, and it's all the women, y'all all are paranoid. I know Kevin, what was his name? Kevin Samuels, got popular behind the whole she gonna die alone, nigga. You gonna die alone too. Let's just hope that you all that masculine you are. Hopefully, let's just hope it's gonna be good enough to hmm, 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 to help you out. That's my stepdad. He says marriage is not hard, and he makes it clear. See that? You see what I'm saying? Like a man speaking from a place of wisdom. This why the same way that I'm telling the ladies, why are you listening to bitter and broken bitches? Because that's what they are. That's what's so crazy. Niggas, and I ain't talking about men. I'm talking about niggas. There's a distinction between the two. Niggas done gone so hard on broken and bitter bitches until they done became one. Mm, damn. That's sad. That is sad. God, I hate to see y'all go out. Fellas. Oh my God. To any of y'all that got a little bit of sense left, save yourself. Pull yourself out of these conversations. Know when pain is speaking. And a lot of the conversations online is pain speaking. That's what you hearing. And you ain't, and they say, well, I'm just trying to warn them. No, warn through your example, warn through your, and I don't even say warn, that ain't even the right word. Advise through your wisdom. Also understand part of that wisdom is some things you got to experience for yourself. Some things you got to learn. Some lessons just got to come the way they got to come. But this dynamic of I really want to see how I play. I'm gonna hang around for a while. I really want to see how this plays out for you, fellas. I really do, because you're taking an interesting approach where you're becoming psychotic, where you've convinced yourself every woman is a gold digger, every woman is like all the memes, like y'all are really unstable. I'm really starting to be concerned. I'm really starting to be concerned. Like that's all you think about. That when you found a woman and all you can think about is her being with somebody else. Ugh, ugh. Well, that's because these hoes. Why don't you choose better, brother? Why don't you choose brother? How is it that you know the game? You can point out all of what ain't it. How can't you point out what is it? You don't have that ability? Sad. Oh well. Oh well. Some fellas get it. And the fellas who get it, you don't hear from them a lot. They're a lot quieter than the ones who don't get it. So that's what we get. But the dynamics between us men and us women, we're not helping. We're certainly not helping the younger generation. We're not. When you tell like the little boy, I'm sorry, I don't know how old he is. He's not a little boy. I don't know. Was he in high school? Was he in college? I don't know. He looked like he might have been late teens, who was on Twitter. He went viral because he was going on a first date and he was bringing flowers. And the fellas was just joking on him. He's a simp. He's a simp because he bring flowers. What's wrong with y'all? You don't deserve good things. You don't deserve no quality woman. I hope you continue to get the bottom of the barrel. I do. I do. You don't deserve nothing better. And because you will not, like this whole thing of man and woman, the way you understand a woman is by understanding the feminine aspect within yourself. The way you understand a man is by understanding the masculine aspect within yourself. We're talking about energies here. That's what know thyself means. I'm supposed to be able to know, understand, and tap into my masculine aspect while maintaining my femininity. The man is supposed to be able to know, understand, and tap into his feminine aspect while maintaining his masculinity. That's it. It's real simple, right? That's the creativeness. It's the dance between the doing and the being. Somehow it's being turned into, oh, to get women, I'm now just gonna become bitter and hateful, and I'm a sting her ass before she sting me. You ain't never gonna prosper that way. Never, never. And life gonna continue to be hard for you. Amen. It is. Okay. Next question. Next topic. Anyway, that's it, good people. That's it. Whether it's the holidays, whether it's every day, whether it's you struggling to get through work, whether it's you struggling to get through events, people inviting you to places you can't fit because you ain't supposed to. That's why. It don't feel good because you ain't in order. You ain't in the right place. And you should thank your soul. You should thank it for communicating that to you. It's helping you to get out of your mind, moving beyond logic, moving beyond what makes sense and tapping into you got to feel that thing. This is why, and we're gonna start the year off cleaning up the body. Why? Because you can't even hear from you. You don't know the difference between your gut intuition and indigestion. Is that my gut talking to me? No, you congested. No, you can constipate it. This was a great discussion. I juice prep while listening. Time to stop playing small. That's the message. We're gonna hit it hard. That's what we're gonna double down and triple down. That's where I am right now. As much as I got one of my homies, I think he running, but I'm gonna get him on soon. He the only one. He's the only fella, one of the only fellas I see just talking. He got it. Some people just got it. You know what I'm saying? Some people just tapped in and they ain't afraid. Like, I like women who are not afraid to stand in their power. And then I like men who are not afraid of being in their wisdom bag, right? So, but we had a conversation, I don't know, it was about 6 years ago. And we were talking about what it was that we were trying to do, goals or whatever. And I think I mentioned this before. And I was like, yeah, I'm just to the point. I got to the point where I just had to jump. He was like, do you really think he and I kept, when a woman get on the roll, she just da 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 da. And he was like, do you really think you've jumped? Caused me to pause a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn. Now that you say that. And that question stuck with me throughout over the past 5 years. Rook, have you really jumped? Rook, have you really jumped? Have you really jumped though? Have you really jumped? I'm happy to report I've jumped now. Finally. You'll know it. You'll know the difference you'll know the difference when you ain't even nowhere near the edge. You'll know when you've gotten to the edge, and you'll know when you've jumped. You will know. Double down and triple down on setting boundaries for me. That's big. The boundaries is big. The boundaries is big. And the more you are sure of yourself and who you are, the boundaries, you will not be afraid. You will not be afraid of loss. I think that's why we don't set boundaries, because we're afraid of losing someone or afraid of upsetting somebody and making it clear on this is who I am and this is where I stand. Either you can rock with it or you can't. I'm so clear on who I am. Like that's the space you got to move into. I am so clear on who I am. I know whose I am. I know the direction and when I'm going. I know I can't get it wrong. I know for a freaking fact that I'm good, right? And I know my value. And this was one of the last things I said to mom dudes. I said, once I figured out how valuable my presence is, oh, I ain't so loose. I ain't so loose with giving that up. Pause. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's a blessing to be in my presence. It's a blessing to be connected to me. Cause I know what happens. I know being connected to me is an automatic upgrade. I know that. I got a way to elevate you, mind, body, and spirit. That I know. So I don't trip over, you know what I mean? Whether you here or not, whoever's here or not. And then I get to choose. No, you don't get to be here, X. Okay, all right, come on in. That's it. Either you rock with it or kick rocks. That's it. When you know yourself, when you're sure of yourself. Ladies, I got some. Now, the next video I do, I'm gonna talk a lot of shit to you ladies for real. Because I'm getting bothered. I'm getting bothered of how little you see of yourselves. I'm getting bothered that you're taking the conversations that are happening online and you're internalizing them and you're letting other people tell you what you're not. Other people tell you what makes you valueless. It's like telling women that The most important role that you have is being a mother. That's the most critical contribution that you make to society. Then in the same breath tell her she's less valuable because she's a mother. Now which one is it? Huh? Which one is it? We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there because I don't like it and it stinks. If you decide that you ain't worth 2 cents on your own, I mean, I don't like that either, but that's your choice. But to let other people, to let other people say this is who you are and this is who you're not based on decisions that you've made, as if these niggas ain't made decisions too, as if these niggas ain't got kids too, huh? Nah, we're not gonna allow it. We're not gonna allow that. Nah, you can be whatever you want to be. Now, there is you know how I roll now. There is a time to say, all right, I gotta check myself. I gotta reevaluate some things. I gotta get some things in order. I gotta shift gears. The path that I'm on, this ain't working. I gotta do better. I gotta be more accountable. I gotta be more responsible. I gotta be more intentional. Right? I gotta X some things out. That conversation, very valid. Got that part. But the idea that you could run out, like time runs out for you. I'm talking to this young lady because she got 2 kids. Where like and ain't even what 32 years old? Get out of here, bruh. What that shit mean? Nothing. It don't mean nothing until you say it means something. So if that's what you said, if you said that I'm now valueless because that's what the internet street say, bullshit is what it is. You are whoever you say you are. Who do you say I am? What are you aware of being? Powerful? You can restart your life at any moment. At any moment, right now, today, like right now. We're not waiting. This moment, now, done, boom. From this day forward, from this moment forward, you are forever changed, done. Amen. What else is there to talk about? Now your only task is not to contradict that. That's your only task. Your only task is not to go against that. It's already been set into motion. That's who you are. The magical one, you are. Hmm? That's who you are. You're the magical one. But done. Healed. You've been dealing with illness. You're healed. Done. You don't believe that though. I hear you. I hear the hesitation. I hear it. I feel it. Loved. I love when I see those stories. People coming on and getting married at 50, 60, 70 years old. Why not? Why wouldn't you? What are you doing? Why do you feel like you could? I will not allow this, y'all. I'm just telling you. Why do you feel like you cut off from the best of life? Why? That is sin. You sin when you do that. And you cut yourself off. Why won't you believe the best for you? Why don't you believe in fairy tales? Ladies, I want you to move back into the fairy tale. Whatever they said, I don't care about the Disney movie. Oh, what? See, the Disney movies got these women living in a fairy tale. So, nigga, so you ain't living in no fairy tale. That's what the feminine energy is. The majesty, the grandeur, the wonder. That's what we do. How do you think we turn a house into a home, nigga? Huh? You think we do it with logic? No. Fairy tale. That's why you feel like heaven when you're in our presence. When we let you into our world, that's why you feel like heaven, baby. It's the fairy tale. So, ladies, yes, the fairy tale, yes. As magical as you think it. When you close your eyes and you start thinking before you go to sleep tonight, make that a practice before you go to sleep. Go to the most magical place that you can freaking imagine. See if you can feel that, right? If it's a love that you desire, right? It don't have to be that, but it could be that. If it's a house, if it's a certain city, a certain country, right? If it's your dream, something you've been wanting to work on, if it's you feeling good, right? You're tired of being overweight, you're tired of popping pills, whatever it is, take yourself to that place and experience it because it's real. Now it's up to you not to contradict that. It's up to you to do whatever is necessary to confirm that, to stay right there and not to move. That's all life is. You just trying, not trying. All life is you working To not contradict yourself, to not cut yourself off from love, to not cut yourself off from wealth, from not cut yourself off from health. It's the you. Everything that we do when we detoxing the body, we healing the body. I ain't healing nobody. Not in the way that you think. We getting out of the way. That's all we're doing. We're opening up the channels. We bring in more electricity. We bring in more water. We bring in the electrolytes to get things to moving. What are we doing? Giving the body room to work. That's it. Spirit does the work. The tools are, as I like Bashar puts it, permission slips. See, you can just decide in an instant that you healed and you'll be healed. But you got too many blocks in your mind for that. That's nah. You're not going to accept that. You're not going to accept that you could just decide that you could lose weight without even exercising. Now, I'm not saying that I'm trying to, encourage that, but you could. You can. I know people who've done it. You don't have the programming for that though. So what do you need? You need a permission slip. The permission slip is if I eat like this and I work out, then it'll happen. And guess what? Boom, it happens. You see how that works? You see how it's your mind. It's your mind. That's all this whole world is, your mind. That's all you're trying to remember. Not trying. I'm getting out of the habit of saying trying. We ain't trying, we doing. We doing. We're just doing. So I hope you had a great holiday. If you didn't, so what? What does it matter? If you close your eyes and you didn't know what day it was, what would it matter? Somebody told you what today was. If nobody ever told you that the day held special meaning, what would it matter? You would just go on and do whatever. You can make any day Christmas. You can decide from this day forward, January 25th is Christmas. Boom. You give meaning to it. So if you were suffering today, if you were sad today, if you were not satisfied or whatever, why? You created it in your mind. You could have been lovely. You could have had a lovely time, but you decided not to. It doesn't matter until you say it does. No day matters until you say it does. Why? Because you're the one that gives it meaning. It don't matter. You could have lost a loved one. God bless them. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't experience your feelings and your grief towards that. But it still don't matter until you say it does. It could turn into you honoring that. You see it as a time of suffering. You could honor it. You could see it as they are now alive in me. They're now working through me. You could. There's always a way to reframe it. That's what puts you in a position of power, not in pity. You can't win in pity. The world operates in pity. It operates in pain. It operates in suffering. It operates in work. Gotta work. Harmony said, what's the answer? I just joined. What's the answer to what? The question of why you don't enjoy the holidays? It was a couple answers, but the short answer was or is you're not enjoying the holidays because you're not doing what you want to do. You're not doing what you want to do because you won't surrender to your soul. You won't surrender to your soul because you won't accept that you're experiencing an awakening. And an awakening is a pulling away from the physical world. You won't accept that you're here for something different. You won't accept that things don't feel right and normal for you because they were never supposed to. You won't accept that your experience here is going to be different than pretty much everybody that you know. And the longer that you won't accept that, the longer you suffer. There will be no enjoyment for holidays. There will be no enjoyment for work. There'll be no enjoyment in your love life or anything else. It's an acceptance. You've heard the call. That's what's coming in, the call. That's what discontentment is. That's what dissatisfaction is. It's the call coming through. The call is saying, hey, 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 wake up, nigga. That's what it is. Now you got to decide what you're going to do with that. Most of us run away from that. Most of us say, "I no, no, that's the devil." That's what we call the devil. Ugh. But it doesn't can you lessen it sometimes? I've been able to take my attention off the call, get busy with doing other things, but guess what? It always comes back. Usually louder and harder. Pause. Yep. Keep knocking. Keep knocking. You see what I'm saying? So life is calling for some of us. I'm speaking to the some of us. I've gotten clear now on who I'm speaking to. I got very clear on that. Everybody should not listen to me. Everybody should not, absolutely, not take my advice. No, 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 no. Because I'll have you changing your life. I'll have you turning your life upside down. And you may not be ready for that. You may not want to deal what comes with that. You may not be ready to be isolated, but you already that anyway. That's why you in the midst of people. You can have a house full of people and feel so alone. And not even in a like a it's not even like a lonely, like a down in a desperate type of place. Not like that. It's just that foreign. I'm here, but I'm not. I know I'm supposed to love these people, right? Love out of obligation. Don't love me out of obligation. God, please, for the love of God. Don't, well, you can't anyway. That ain't even love. So let me retract that. You can't love out of obligation. It's not possible. You can care for people out of obligation. You can, hmm, guess you can force yourself to like someone out of obligation. But love, we're gonna talk about love too. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to talk about it, to talk about what it is in its purest form and why it's the answer to all things. Why it's energy that we're talking about. It's a frequency. And that when you get in tune with that, when the good book says love covers a multitude of sin, what did we say sin was? Sin is error in thinking. Sin is when you live beneath your divine potential. If love covers a multitude of sins, all the erroneous way of thinking, when you see yourself separate, that's sin. When I see that this is my world, this is my world here, I have nothing to fear. I have no one to fear. This is what's going to take you into like, I don't know how long you plan on being here. Next decade, 2 decades, 4, 5, 6. You plan on being here 100 years. How long you plan on being here? I don't know. Have you ever thought about it? Well, whatever. However long you plan on being here, this is what's going to take you. This is what's going to cover you. This is going to be the answer for whatever else. It don't matter whatever else the matrix can be doing. Take this, please. Hear this. This is your covering. Your attention is your power. Your frequency is your protection. Your frequency, your frequency, your frequency is your protection. This is how everybody else can get sick around you. You don't. This is how everybody else can lose their job around you. You don't. This is why there can be a recession and everybody else go backwards and you go forwards. Huh? You creating a whole new world. You do that by way of your frequency. You do that by quantum leaping into another timeline. So everybody else, let me talk back to this stupid relationship conversations. Everybody else, brothers, all of your friends can have some skeezers. And you end up coming across, discovering a divine goddess. Ladies, all of your friends and your mama and your grandma and auntie that done told you about ain't shit niggas. Huh? And what you step into? That divine king. That's how you do it. That's how you get anything you want on this planet. I bought the Hearts Code because you recommended it, trying to open my heart up more. Let's go. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Matter of fact, I got all my books laid out. That's what I'm going to be doing for the next 30 days. We're going to work. And not in the sense that you think. Please stop misinterpreting faith without works is dead. Please, for the love of God, please. That does not mean that you physically got to do nothing. Sorry to tell you. Sorry to tell you. That ain't what you're supposed to be working. See, the faith is the initiator, right? The faith's supposed to say, I know I can do that. You work that thing here. How do you do that? By keeping your attention on it, not backing up off of it, reaffirming, persisting. This is who I am. This is the power of the affirmations. If you have a difficult time keeping your mind on point, if you have a difficult time, right? With this is especially important if you like if your household is tense. Because I was talking to and shout out to all the young folks. When I say young folks, right? I'm saying like, I don't know, 23 and under. And I like when they reach out to me because I know like they coming in on a different vibe. And I had one of them, somebody reach out to me, was like, listen, they still in school, they're staying at home, right? So the answer for them is not to just pick up and leave. Like right now, I technically can't, right? Can't. All right, cool. Then what do you do? What do you do? You fix the environment by fixing yourself. That's what you do. You become so laser. Let's come back to the question, why is it that you're not enjoying the holidays? Because your spirit trying to get you to put your attention on yourself. The spirit trying to get you come inward. Everything is leading you back home. Back home. You're getting this confirmation that I don't feel home here because you're not. The world is not home. The matrix is not home, friend. Come home. This is where you find safety. This is your sanctuary. This is your safe place. This is your covering. And once you are there, once you seek ye first the kingdom, the world can't touch you. Do you know the level of peace? Do you know the level of peace when you just free yourself? That's what I told Mom Dukes. I'm like, look, Mom, girl, I love you, but guilt and shame don't work on me no more. I will turn from something and never turn back and never think about it again. Ain't no hate, ain't no nothing. Like if I never see you again, so what? That's not being like that's not nasty. That's not like it's just done. You no longer exist in my reality. Boom, poof, just like that. It's freeing. It's a freeing. The peace, really, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what home is. Home is just the peace of God, the peace of the Most High, that place of knowing. I'm gonna be very mindful now on how I use the word knowing and the word knowledge because I think that's being misused too. So much is just uh, what I'm learning is it's a language barrier. There's misinterpretations of words and understanding of you know because when you know, mm, knowing is a trusting, right? I don't question something that I know. I'm sitting in a seat right now. Now, I don't question whether or not, right? I'm not on the bottom floor right now. I don't question this structure. I don't. I just know that it's gonna hold me up. I don't even think about it. See what I'm saying? When you wake up in the morning, do you pray that you can walk? For people who already can walk, there may be some people who are not unable at this moment. No, you don't. Why? Because you just know when you put your feet on the ground, boom, go. It's the knowing. You don't know. You don't know that you covered. You don't know that that you're well. I have so many people that that Bible verse. I hate to use. Well, we're gonna talk about the four. Damn, what is it called? It escapes me at the moment. But we'll talk about the different ways, the different ways of interpreting the Bible. Right? Logically, you look at it metaphysically. Look at it um, from an occultist perspective. But the greater understanding, right? The whole book is about is it's really a book about psychology. It's really a book about transformation, the soul journey of man. That's really what the whole book is about. And people are missing it because they want to argue about what are you arguing about? This is what I would encourage everybody to do. Get your heart's desire. Make sure you living in purpose, right? Make sure you in order. You're doing exactly what you want to do, how you want to do it. You feel in alignment. Life is good. And then circle back to all the other stuff. All the other things you want to come back and you want to go into the history of the, I ain't got no problem with it. But when your life ain't right, why are you stuck in the physical arguing about things? What are you getting from that? I would like to understand. Seriously. Well, I know what you're getting from it. It's intellectual masturbation. So at least it appeals to the logical mind. I get it. Or the ego mind. I get it. It's a waste of time though. And I don't really believe in waste of time, but that's a waste of time. Are you getting what you want out of life or not? Are you gonna settle with getting less than what you want? Sometimes I want to ask my mother, does she have any dreams? But I hesitate to ask her because I really don't want to. I don't know if it'll trigger something in her. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that'll take her to a place that she may not mentally want to go. So I haven't asked as of yet. But there is this energy, there is this something, and this in particular that I've noticed with women. There is this, it's like a spirit in some of our families amongst women. There's a brokenness. There's it's generational too. Like it's something that I can't put my finger on it exactly to name it. But I've seen it in not only my family, but I've seen it in other people's family, particularly amongst the women. It's a block. And their heart is cold. And it's almost like a wickedness too. Like it's like a wicked energy. It's deeper than just somebody being nasty. No, no, no. It's deeper than somebody being selfish. No, no, no. This is deeper than that. It's something else that is being passed. Like it's always this talk about physical DNA, but let's talk about spiritual DNA. Like what is that? Like what is that that's being passed from one generation to the next, to the next, to the next? And when you don't open your heart up, you cut off. I don't know what your aspirations are, or what maybe aspiration is not the right word. I don't know what your desire is for your spiritual life, right? Or your spiritual progression. What you see for yourself. For me, mine was just I want to be my best mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's what I said to myself 11 years ago. Now that's interesting. 11. Um, and I wanted life to just take me. I wanted my spirit to just take me wherever I needed to go. But so I don't know what yours is per se, but know this. There is only so far you're going to go without opening your heart. You cut off. I'm just telling you, you ain't getting there. You ain't getting there. You can get close. You can move up. You can come out of that root chakra. You can move out because that's what a matrix is, operating right in the flesh, the lust, the desires. And you can move up, right? Come up to the sacral, come up to the solar plexus. You start to turn on. That's the information starts to, that's the water, right? When the Bible is talking about being baptized. That's when your reasoning mind starts to turn on. You become more aware of physical things. But to get to heaven, you need the blood, baby. That's what he used to sing in the old Baptist church. Oh, what's that song go? Oh, the blood. Boy, that old and the organ going. I forgot how it go. Oh, the blood. You need the blood for that. And you ain't getting there. That's the heart. That's what you got to open up. And to open that up, you're going to have to deal with some wounds, some pain. And that's why I don't try to push people beyond what they are ready for. That's what that verse that I read. What was the book that I was reading from Plato? That's what he was talking about. Let me read it again. Where was it? He said, it seems as though those who have appointed the initiations for us are not at all ordinary people, but that for a long time they have been enjoining upon us that any one who reaches Hades without being initiated and sanctified falls into the mire, but that he who is purified and consecrated when he arrives dwells with the gods. Hades, what is Hades? The dark place. The Bible didn't say hell. That's an interpretation. That's a no, no. That's another version. Look it up. I got the books. I don't know where it is at the moment. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about the devil, Satan, all this other stupid junk. Hades, the dark place, the place that's covered, the places that you run from, the pains, the parts about yourself that you don't want to admit, the you that you don't want to see. So basically, he's saying that when you reach that place without being initiated and sanctified, like when you and the people that I've seen go experience like spiritual psychosis, like you're trying to do the things that you think you're supposed to do, but you ain't ready to do. The mire is like the sticky place, right? The swamp. Huh? So trying to go to the dark side before you ready, that's what he's saying. You can fall into a sticky place. This when you start to go crazy. It's really you just holding on though. You won't let go of the mind. It's the mind that drives you crazy. It's the thoughts that drive you crazy. Remember what's that quote? Nothing can cause me pain but my thoughts. If you were miserable today, it's because your thoughts. Well, didn't nobody hurt you? Nobody stab you? Anybody, set you on? Oh, that's a terrible. I was, based on what's been going on in the news, I was about to say set you on fire, but yeah, that's a terrible. Anyway, ain't nobody do nothing to use my point. It was your mind. The mind, boy. But he who is purified and consecrated when he arrives, how do you become purified? That's the shedding. I gotta let go. I gotta let go of the old. The old way of seeing things. It ain't just letting go. People think it was just letting go of old people, old places, old things. Yeah, yeah, that's some of it. But the bigger part is the old thoughts, the old behaviors, the old tendencies. I got a tendency to lean back to this. I got a tendency to revert to my doubts and my fears, to let that lead the way. So, will you dwell with the gods? Or are you going to stay stuck in hell? That's what a matrix is. I have decided there are people who I care about, but they're in hell and they plan to stay there. Ain't nothing I can do with that. I sometimes go back and forth on, well, Rook, I thought you said everybody is you. And so everybody's a reflection of you. And all you got to do is you can mentally shift that. Yeah, I believe that. But my energy reserve, I ain't got but so much. How much do I want to apply to what? Like how much fighting? Remember, what did I start off with? That conversation I had with my spirit. I'm tired of fighting. I feel like I've been fighting my whole life, and spirit said, then stop. So that's my sign. I ain't got to tussle. And if it's something that I'm tussling with, that's my sign to turn away from it. God is not the author of confusion. So if I'm confused, if you're confused about love, guess what? It ain't love. Ta-da. Ain't love. If you're confused about it, the heart knows. Spirit knows. It confirms to you. It's your mind that steps in and says, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What if? What if this is just like last time? Well, remember how they played? Your uncle got played. Remember when so-and-so took advantage of so-and-so? Don't let that happen to you. Be smart. Be a wise woman. Be a wise man. That's what you call in wisdom. You're just afraid. Anybody who avoids being vulnerable in any way, You just afraid. That's not wisdom. It's just fear. And it ain't even about being vulnerable with other people. You won't even be vulnerable with yourself. Damn. Jeez. Scared of you. That's why you won't let. That's why you won't go to Hades. You won't go to the dark place. You won't go to the dark side. Shout out to Brother Panic. Dark side, nigga. You won't go. And it's probably wise that you don't. Unless you one of the ones. If you one of the ones, you gone. You done already chose. That's when the dark night of the soul gonna run up on that ass. And gonna have you in fetal position. We're gonna talk about, I gotta dive more into Evelyn Underhill. Work of art that she put together. A lot of wisdom. So we're gonna sift through it. I gotta give it to my inner circle folks first though. Somebody asked me about the inner circle. I'm gonna open it back up on Friday. innercircle.projectrook.com. I'm gonna open it up to the public on Friday. So you can come on in if you want to change your life. Like I ain't all like do whatever you want to do. I don't care what you do. Go where you want to be. Connect with who you want. Out of all the complaints online, the fact that there's just not an appreciation. Now I understand, you can argue the negatives, but there's not like an appreciation that if you don't have the circle, this is what I started with doing. I didn't have people say create this circle, right? Get this network. Well, I didn't have none of that. But guess what? I had some books. I had the internet. So I just created one in my head. I found, okay, I resonate with that. I resonate with that. And it just boom. It just I don't have it right here with me. I don't have that I can call XYZ. But the beauty of technology is that I can connect with the people that I want to connect with. That's a beautiful thing. And I'm appreciative of that. Like any kind of way, like let me say this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Anything that you want to do right now, like I need you to understand the time in which we are in, like this moment right now. Anything that you freaking desire, anything. I'm gonna tell you about some things here shortly. But some things I've been doing. But anything that the heart desires, you can have, you can experience. There are, I mean, almost even here on YouTube. Just look it up. What you want to do? You want to travel with children? There are women who, in couples, married couples, who show you how to travel around the world year round and with children, homeschool, everything. If you want to do that, then do it. Why you ain't doing it? You scared. What do you want to do? You want to heal your body? Why you ain't doing it? Got every example right now, whatever you're dealing with. And we can talk about some things, but I'm just saying, right now, whatever you're dealing with, I bet you could Google how to reverse blank naturally. Boom, pops up. I bet you put it in YouTube, boom, you're going to find an example. Now, I ain't saying that all the examples are going to be good examples. You got to sift through. But I'm saying it's there. What do you want to do? Do you want to be free to travel and do whatever you want to do? Let's just say you don't want to travel. You want to buy a farm. You want to, grow your own food. Okay. You got thousands of examples of how to do that. You limit it because you limit it in thought. You limit it in your mind. And until you surround yourself with even new possibilities, you got kids right now who making thousands, hundreds of $1,000s online just playing games. And you think that it's impossible for you to follow your heart and your purpose, whatever that is, because I don't know about, how am I going to make it work? Why are you trying to figure out how to make it work? Who said that was your job? That don't mean that. Come on, Rook. I mean, be realistic. I don't. What's that word? How do you define that? There are no limitations. So if you decide, you better say, and I've been telling the ladies this too, stop saying shit like, Well, I ain't got to have all that. I had to break myself with that. If you desire a loving relationship, man or woman, then say that. I ain't saying you got to say it to other people, say it to yourself. Not, well, I ain't gotta have all that. Man, I'm saying I'm pretty much gave up on it. All right, fine. Cause your spirit, your cells are listening, right? So as a man thinketh, so am I. So is he, brother. Who do you say I am? Oh, you say that you lonely? Okay, cool. You say that all the good people are gone? Cool. That's what it is. You say you're cut off from the best in life? Okay, fine. Whatever you say. What do you want? That's this what I'm leaving you with. And I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I got some stuff. I'm locked and loaded. Let's go. We have played around too long. Everybody, all of us, we have played around too long. Life been sitting here just waiting like this. What y'all niggas gonna do? What more do you want? I've given you everything. What more? When you gonna do something with it? You have no limitations. Why won't you accept that? Hmm? The fact that you will stay and suffer, the fact that you will stay in pain, that part, right? That going to the dark side. I even had to forgive myself for that. Brooke, why did it take you? Why did it take you so long to figure that out? Why you didn't do that different? Why you didn't leave sooner? Why you didn't cut that off? Why you didn't see that? It was right there, Rook. Damn. That part of forgiving even that. Damn, girl, I'm sorry for letting you down. Sorry, I apologize. Intimate communing, like this relationship with you, a constant communing with you, getting in sync with you. You can't even hear your voice. You can't even hear you hear your mama voice. You hear your homeboy voice. You hear your daddy voice. I ain't saying they ain't got no good things to say from time to time, but it shouldn't be no voice that you hear higher than the Most High. That divine guidance should be the loudest thing you hear. And you should be so familiar. It should be like a baby hearing the mama's voice. So familiar with that voice that you move towards it. You feel completely secure. You feel completely safe to trust his guidance. That baby hear the mama, he ain't got to see her. She ain't got to see her. All they got to do is hear. And guess what they're going to do? Move in that direction. You will not trust yourself, and you will not move in the direction that the divine is moving you in because you don't trust that. Why you don't trust it is you're not familiar with it. So, anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The holidays, who cares? I'm not saying nothing wrong with it. I hope genuinely that if you did spend time with family, I hope it meant something to you. Make your life intentional. Make everything an event. Make there was this great quote that somebody posted on Twitter. And I don't remember what it said, but it's something to the effect that when you start flirting with life, life will start flirting with you. When you act like it don't matter, then it don't matter. Make everything an occasion. If you don't get down with whatever everybody else is doing, make that your big thing. If you do get down with it, then make it your thing. Whatever you do with all your heart. Do it all your heart. Don't half step it. I'd rather you do some this could sound crazy, some nonsense with all of your heart than to do something half-ass. Don't give me your half-ass effort. Keep that shit. I don't want it. I want your half love, your half attention. You gonna come, well, you should just be happy that I'm here. Well, I'm not. It ain't good enough. I demand excellence. And I promise you that that's what I'm gonna bring. I'm gonna bring excellence, and that's what I'm coming to get. Point blank, period. And if we can't meet each other on that, then let's not meet each other at all. A standard. But then you gotta have boundaries. Then you gotta decide I want to accept anything less. And we will not come to that conclusion because we're afraid of loss. I don't want to run nobody off. So what? You think it's something that's yours? You think something that belongs to you? You think something that belongs with you, rather, will run off? You think that? All right, good people, think about it. We got a lot of work to do. So get ready. If you down to really change a lot, I know it can be done. I done it. And I now understand why I had to travel certain things. I had to travel certain paths. I had to get real clear because that's the only way that you can teach it. See, I could tell you stories. I could tell you what I read in books. But to teach you some things, I got to live that. Got it. Done. So let's do it. All right. Peace.